Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. We watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Dainese Drake Air D.Dry pants available at RevZilla.com. Dainese, you got a lot of Drakes going for you. We know the previous Drake, which is that new Drake, blacked out Batman, 2-season hot weather. We also know the Super Air. That's the Drake Super Air, which is going to be 2-season hot weather. This is the new Drake Air D.Dry for the spring of 17. It has a confusing name. One more time, Drake Air D.Dry. But what it is the Drake Super Air beefed up in its seasonality and beefed up in its protection. And it's still coming in around the $300 mark. So all in, is the name confusing? Yes, you're going to have to get it straight on your own. Does the functionality work at the price and the level of protection and functionality? I believe it does. So if we look at it, notice on the outside, you have big mesh panels that will flow a ton of air. You're now seeing D.Synth 350, which is beefed up textile in your impact areas and on the lateral and away from your abrasion resistant zone, pulling together the main chassis. But what you have here in the Drake Air D.Dry that you didn't have in the Drake Super Air is going to be a D.Dry waterproof breathable liner. So that takes the Drake Super Air from a 2-season, late spring, all summer, early fall, and goes to the Drake Air D.Dry and says you can add full 3 seasons, you can turn the air conditioning off, and if Mother Nature decides to come after you, you're gonna stay waterproof and breathable. So all of that said, how you need to think about this, 3 seasons, sport-oriented, waterproof breathability, and that's a fully removable, waterproof and breathable D.Dry liner. That's where you are with the Drake Air D.Dry pant. Now, handful of colors. There's a black, white, a black, white, red, which we have Seabass Bryant to my left wearing, and there's also the black, Hi-Viz version, again, if we think about this. And it's a fully functional, I think about this for sport riding, summer sport riding, sport commuting, again, a fully functional pant with great abrasion resistance, and you're also going to have fully adjustable composite knee and shin armor from Dainese that start at the knee, you can move them up and down and go all the way down. Now, standing with the theme of adjustability in the knees, let's talk about sizing in general, because that allows you to get that inseam height right because you're moving that knee armor to make sure it's in the right place when you're riding. Brizzle, to my left, 6 foot 195, 42-inch chest, 35.5-inch belly button waist, 33-inch jeans waist. He's wearing a size 52 in the Drake Air D.Dry. Now, if we look at it, you're going to notice up at the top what I really dig about it, it has the baked-in belt. And the baked-in belt is not what Dainese call it, that's what I call it. But again, it allows you to not have to add your own belt to it, allows you some fungibility, the ability to adjust that on the fly however you see fit. And that, coupled with the fact that you're going to be able to move that knee armor, allows you to get the inseam right. For frame of reference here on this 52, Hi-Viz Bryant's about a 32 to 33-inch inseams. If you're buying a pair of Levi's, he's like a 33-32 or a 33-33. Keep that in mind. And remember, use a size chart. We're always here to help, and we'll ship for free over $39 if you're concerned about sizing. Pants are tough to get right. Now, I'd also say to you, click our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback on the new Drake Air D.Dry, even if you just want to flame Dainese a little bit for making very confusing names in the Drake family. Yes, Dainese, you should have called it something different, but I understand why you had to put Drake in the name. Now, if we dive back into some of the feature set here, think about this. We've talked about the adjustability. It's definitely going to be a snap up here towards the top, at the top of where it comes together at your belly button or at your waist. They gave you pockets. There's slash pockets along the outside, fully zipperable, which is a nice touch. And again, it's that big 3D air mesh to flow a ton of air. We've talked ad nauseum about the knee armor scheme as it works its way down. Briz, turn and face away. One of the nice upgrades here on the Drake Air D.Dry is they give you pro armor in the hip as well as that knee armor, so they're upgrading the protection scheme. That's a nice touch. The Drake Super Air doesn't have that. And if we think about the side, notice right here, this line I'm pointing to with my finger, that is a bead of microflexion. That is reflective material that's woven into the fabric, which is very subtly designed in the lateral side of the pant. So again, you have your impact resistant area with the big area of D.Synth 350. You have the microflexion to stay safe, and again, you have that nice mesh paneling away from harm's way to maximize your airflow. Also notice the internal and external entry points for this pant are going to be on the lateral side, and that's a basic zip running all the way down. Briz, turn backwards for me. If we look at the seat, the first thing that jumps out is microelastication along the top of the backside to allow it to work with you, especially if you're going to use that 360-degree zipper to connect it to a jacket. So again, mesh jackets connected to mesh pant. Think about 3/4 tuck riding position, depending on how aggressively you ride. You're going to have that pant much easier move with you without adding a fully elasticated yoke. That's a nice touch. It does have a nice high waist on it on the backside, but I'll tell you, the inside of this waist doesn't have have a 3D bubble liner and it doesn't have a mesh, it's actually more of a waffle, a fleece waffle. It will wick, but again, in that area, they might have used a lighter weight material to potentially be a little bit more breathable, knowing that this is really an optimized pant for more hot, warm to hot weather riding. And now they're giving you also the ability to kind of ride it into inclement weather. Again, you start to sweat if you have multiple layers on. Wicking away is a good thing, but a little bit more airflow might have been a nice touch as well. Moving to the back sides of the calves, notice it's more 3D mesh, again, allowing more air and ventilation on the lower leg, and this is an area that's not as prone to abrasion if you happen to go down. So again, they're giving you the maximum lightweight flexibility and breathability in that area. Other gripe on this pant, single layer of desynth in the seat on a pant like this at around the $300 mark, Dainese. Think about figuring out how to give it that dual reinforcement. I always like to see seats that are going to be more dual walled or doubly reinforced. That's really a bit of a, call it a nitpick if you will, but we looked at ways that you might be able to improve this pant for the next iteration. Come back around to the front for me there, Briz. So remember, sport oriented, lots of adjustability, adding armor at the hips, a nice 3-season step up for warm weather riding, including seeing some rain over something like the Drake Super Air. And if we compare it to the new Drake, it's going to be really hardcore sport. The new Drake is going to be blacked out Batman style with vented panels. So ultimately, the Drake Air D.Dry is going to really be that new entrant that changes the functional range for the Drake family of pants from Dainese. The next step in your journey is to click the info button, your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page at RevZilla.com. Read other rider reviews on the Drake Air D.Dry. You should not take my word for it. As always, we'll ship free over $39. If you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion and jokes of the best, latest, and greatest in the moto universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.